All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to this first episode of 15-Minute Map, where I challenge ChatGPT to give me a random encounter, and then I'm gonna try to create a battle map from that. You will be able to find the map that we're creating right now in the description below, as well as a short PDF that outlines the random encounters. So if you like the idea or if you like the setting, feel free to download it, drop it into your game. I'm happy for you to use it. Now I'm creating this map using the MapMe Battle Map Editor tool, which is a tool that I'm developing for iPad right now. And it's still in the beta, so expect some imperfections. That's part of the process. But enjoy the process, and let's dive right in. Here's what ChatGPT gave me. Beneath a fractured stone of an ancient ruin lies the Archive of Echoes, a forgotten library where the air is thick with the musk of leather-bound legacies and the dust of bygone eras. Shadows cling to the walls like cobwebs, trembling in the sparse light of guttering torches. The silence here is a living thing, punctuated only by the faint rustling of vellum as the knowledge of antiquity seems to breathe. An atmosphere of reverence and decay mingles, creating an aura of hollowed mystery. This place holds the whispers of history, each tome a vessel of arcane truths and lost wisdom. If it's not clear by now, we're going to an ancient library. Now, I'm starting off by rearranging some bookshelves here. I'm currently trying out different types of arrangements, so to speak, that would look nice and play well and be kind of a well-suited play area for the players to run around in. I'm currently spacing the bookshelves roughly 1 square apart from each other, so the players have space to run between those bookshelves and kind of use them as cover. I'm also counting out the squares to make sure that they're centered here. And I'm drawing these out to the sides so that you can't see the end of the bookshelves, kind of to create the illusion of having a bookshelf that goes on for much longer than we have in this map, essentially. And also I'm putting kind of like a stopping bookshelf at the top to have like an end of the room. When I use the top of the space here to create some sort of pedestal where some prominent reading area would be. So all I'm doing here is basically trying to create that pedestal, first figuring out the texture that I want underneath, and then I want to have like 2 round steps basically leading up to this pedestal. Now, since I don't have a texture that has these steps, we're basically going to have to create those on our own. As you can see, I'm zooming in a little bit to see it a little bit better. You'll notice it's not completely center. We'll fix that in a second. Still undecided for the texture. And this is the point where I'm thinking that kind of like a wooden pedestal would kind of fit nice for the theme. So I'm adjusting the center here. As you can see, I have 2 shapes. I basically have a fill shape underneath and then kind of like a rim on top. And that basically helps me separate those 2 layers and make sure that I can properly find the right path, essentially, to use. And I'm placing something here in the middle, something I'm figuring like a desk or something that someone could come up to and read on. And what you'll see me do now is pick like a book. We're gonna change that later. I'm not gonna spoil what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be fun. I like the final solution that I came up with. At this point, I'm just figuring out what I want to do with this pedestal. It's going to get better later. But for now, we're going to leave it like this, because what I'm thinking is that it feels a little bit too pristine. So what I'm doing here is figuring out a couple of scatter books that I want to scatter around the map. And we're going to use the scatter tool for this, which automatically shuffles the selection that we have, as you can see up in the top left corner. Every time we place an object, this list gets shuffled. And also what you can see on the right hand side is that the scatter tool always picks a random rotation for this object. So this basically helps me, obviously this process is sped up, but it helps create scatter terrain very quickly to make sure that we can make it look used. So I don't want this to be like a pristine library, but rather like kind of a used one where maybe something catastrophic happened and everyone abandoned it as quickly as they could. That's why I'm also throwing in a broken table like this here. And at this point, I figured that I wanted to have 2 steps instead of just 1. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just basically create a slightly smaller circle and gonna use the same texture as we had on the other step to create the illusion of having 2 steps that lead up to this pedestal. And that, I think that really helps make it stand out more and make it more like a pedestal. So one thing you can see is definitely, since the app is still in beta, I'm searching a lot for objects. So it's not very easy to browse the object library right now. You can see me scrolling up and down a lot, which sometimes helps to find matching items to put into the scene. But most of the time I've spent looking for objects, which obviously would be a little bit easier if I had like a tagging system. So that's probably something that I'll fix very, very soon. Here we're just adding a little chair to add to the table, because obviously if you read something there, you want to be able to sit down and quietly enjoy a book. And here I'm putting a rug underneath it to just make it a bit more cozy and give it a bit more highlight. I probably could have spent more time on this, and I probably would have if I had more time than just 15 minutes. But the timer is running, so I'm moving along to other things. Again, plenty of time spent looking for objects. Hopefully that's going to be fixed soon. But then I came up with the idea of having ladders, because obviously in a big library like this, usually the bookshelves are very high, and so you need ladders to reach the top shelves. So I'm adding these in here. And then I kind of like the idea of putting it over some scattered books, so to make it a little bit more three-dimensional. And here is the idea that I had, which I thought it would be nicer. I was thinking of like Avatar, The Last Airbender, where they are looking for a map. And I don't know, it kind of struck me as maybe I want to put like a map or something there, because that's probably more interesting than just a single book. So yeah, that's why I'm switching these out. I really like this choice. Don't forget to save. And now the 15 minutes is over. I'm always a little bit surprised how quickly 15 minutes pass. We haven't spent much time on this map, obviously. I would do much more refining if I had more time. But for now, this is what we're going to stick to. And you can find the result, so the resulting map, in the description down below, as well as a short description of the encounter. And if you want, feel free to use it in your games. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.